Hello. Hi everyone. I hope you can see the tea light well. How is everybody doing? Hey, hello. So, as I promised, I'm going to paint the tea light holder for the giveaway, and the colors I chose was actually a suggestion from one of you, and I'm going to use purple as a base mostly, and then I'm going to use as well turquoise and lilac, and also some metallic white pearl probably, and I hope the results will be nice. We'll see how it goes. I'm not going to be talking much because I've got my baby here in the background. So if you hear it, you know what it is. But then again, if you have any questions and I have time to see it, then I will answer. Now I know that I have to answer the questions before I leave because it doesn't save. But this live will also be saved in my IGTV section, so if you want to watch it later on, then you can just check it later. Okay, I'm gonna be using both my curved and my straight dotting tools. You can find both of my sets of tools on my Etsy shop, and also you can find some other arts of mine available in there as well. All right, I hope you enjoy, and let's start. Okay, I don't really like to do marks on my tea lights. I go with the flow, should I say. So I hope you enjoy. Sometimes it's nice to use a pattern to do your mandalas, but I feel like my works flow better when I use just my mind to design my mandalas. So I hope you enjoy it. Just get some water here. I tend to clean my dotting tool quite a lot when I'm dotting, so I can, at least try to get the dots at the same size. So I always have a cloth or kitchen paper, kitchen cloth next to me to clean my tools, especially because this paint seems to be a bit thick. Let me just shake it again, see if I can get any better. I'm using paint from Brazil. It's called Acrylex. I'm not sure if you... we can't really buy this here in England, as I have family in Brazil, then I can take them from there. Hi, Viba. Usually Viba, because I stop quite a lot because of my kids. It takes me like 2 or 3 hours sometimes to paint. But if I reckon if I sit down to do it, only that, and don't do anything else, then I think I can do that in an hour, maybe. I'm not going to stay much live because I still have to pick up my daughter at school. But then I, as I promised that I was going to paint the tea light live, I thought it would be nice to start it live, and then I will record the rest of the process and leave on my IGTV for you guys to watch. Thank you for coming, Viba. It's so good to have you here with me. You guys stay tuned on Pebbles and Me and Son and Daughter pages. Follow Viba as well on Son and Daughter, because we are planning something very nice to you all. So make sure you stay tuned together with other friends that we have, isn't it, Viba? It's going to be lovely. Very soon we're going to find out exactly what we're doing, and then we will let you know. There you go. Okay. Oops. I have this bad habit of paint straight from the lead from the paint. I don't like using palettes unless I have to mix the paint, like I did with my blue shades on a previous video. And I don't think it's, I don't like to waste the paint, so I prefer to use straight from the lead. And then a tip that I have to save your bottles is like any lid from a plastic bottle. I just put it on top like this, and then it keeps it, keeps it from drying your paint from the bottle. So I just leave it on the side like this. Can you guys see okay what I'm doing? Crazy lady who dots. Viva, you lovely person. Yeah, I have developed quite a few little things to help myself dotting as I learned to do it by myself mostly at the beginning, and because I am one of the lockdown artists that appeared since we had this coronavirus problem, and I didn't want to spend too much money buying tools and paint and other stuff. So I tried to develop things that would help me with my art, and so I didn't really have to spend too much money. And to save the paint was one of the basic things that I had to learn, because I didn't really want to spend money buying bottles. So I had just a few colors at the beginning. And then I was using the palette because I saw somewhere, I don't remember where, that if you use the leads, you tend to waste too much of your paint because whatever stays in the bottle will dry faster if you leave it open, and it makes sense, doesn't it? So what I did, I developed this, I just put this lid on top of the bottle to hold it closed without air. Something else that I learned, which is really good, I already shared that with other people in Leona's course when I did it, was... No, Viva, now I have other colors. I don't have only blue. So when I use the palette, I put it in a zip bag. You know those bags that you buy to freeze food. I just put my palette inside a zip bag with covered with wet wipe, baby wipe. And then I just zip it. On the next day, the paint is still nice and lovely, which is, it saves quite a lot of the paint. So it's good. It's really good. It helped me quite a lot to save paint. This little trick. Especially when you use the palette, because you have to mix paint. So you don't need to waste all that, that amount of... paint that you put on the palette. You can save it for the next day, or if you need to stop for any reason, like I do quite often because of my kids. And painting for me is not the only thing I do in my life, so I have other things to do. And before I had Luca, I was working in a restaurant where I am the manager of the restaurant, so I still have other things to do. So I can save my paint, and when I come back for it, it's still nice and smooth, soft, not dried. Yeah, plastic cups would do as well, Viba. I think it's... whatever you can do to avoid wasting your paint, I think it's always great. And I like to share that with my followers, because loads of us, are in the same position, isn't it? We don't have a lot of money to throw in the bin. Okay, so let's see where I'm going now. Let's do it a little bigger. It's nice and sunny here today, so you can see some sun spells shining in my hands and in my tea light. It's still very cold for me. What is it now? 14 degrees. Very cold for me. Do you find it effective, Viba, to save your paint? The zip bag, do you like it? I remember saying that when I was doing Leona's course, because we have to use the palette to mix the paint, isn't it? So I found that I could still use my bottle paint to do the course, and it was really good. Great, Great. So there we go, guys. There's another person who uses the zip bag and it works. Lovely. Ivy, but I can't work with palettes. Whenever I have to, it stresses me quite a lot. Can you believe that? I don't know why I don't like it. I have to, but I only use it if I need to mix the paint. I don't like the palettes at all. I guess that's, you know, preferences, isn't it? It's not like you have to, but I like my little lids on the side, so I open and close them. Also, it helps me, you know, to think on what I'm doing. So, right, let's see what direction. Yeah, that's what I have here. I have one here with many holes. space for loads of colors. But it's nice and clean. I mean, it's just a bit marked, but I don't use it. My daughter uses it more than me. Every time I'm painting, she wants to paint as well, so I give her a stone and some paint, and then she creates her little treasures as well. So she likes it, because then I don't need to leave the bottle for her, otherwise she will waste all my paint. But yeah, she uses it more than me. Like sometimes this color here that I'm using, lilac, baby lilac, it's thick. I don't know why. Then in this case, then I use the palette, because then I can mix the paint with some medium. So that's one of the reasons why sometimes I like to use the palette. I don't know why this paint is a bit thick. So my medium, that's something else that I have to tell you guys. My medium is homemade. I'm going to share with you very soon a little video of the recipe that I use for my medium. This is something else that I had to learn during lockdown, because some of my tubes and my bottles were dry, and I wanted to make it, you know, not so thick, so I could still dot and do my swooshes. So I learned how to create a medium without spending a fortune, because here in England, a bottle of medium from I forgot the name of the brand, but it's one of the brands that Liquitex, isn't it? Liquitex, yeah. It can cost like 14-15 pounds a bottle of medium, and when I was not working, I couldn't really waste. I mean, you know, not waste, but I couldn't spend that money. So I created something else. Okay, let's go. Yes, Vibe. I never thought my painting would go so far as it did, to be very honest with you. I started to paint stones just for fun, and then Pebbles and Me became something that I'm very proud of. But at the beginning, it was just a hobby, so I couldn't really, you know, I didn't really have any excuse to spend money on something that is just a hobby. I couldn't see that as a responsible thing to do, especially when you are in lockdown, isn't it? And without working. So that's why I had, you know, I created loads of different tricks to especially save money, which is, you know, for me, basic when it comes to a hobby. Now, if it's something that is professional, then you can, of course, you can spend some more money, but because you're making money, so you can spend money. But at the beginning, it was just a hobby. But now it became a professional. But I don't see the reason why not to use something that costs less money, isn't it? But I'll share the recipe of this medium with you. It's very simple to do, very, very cheap, and very effective. Because if you mix your paint with water, it dry, and the dots, they crack and also get very flat. But with this medium, you know, it helps a lot. Hey, Camila! We have a new artist in Brazil now, guys. Her name is Camila Breda, and she's really good. She just started, and I am very surprised in how good she is and how clever her dotting art is. I already shared her art on my stories, and I will do it again later on, so you can follow her, because she's really good. And she's just starting her Instagram as well, so if you can go there and give her some love, she will be very pleased to have you all there. And she's from Brazil, like I am. There you go. So far, so good. You're welcome, Camila. You're welcome. We're all in the same boat on this, and we help each other in this community. This is the most beautiful thing I found about dotting communities, that the artists they help each other. I found many amazing people in this journey. I found Viba, who is here with me in this live. I found Anya, and and many others, Leona. I found loads of very, very good artists that are here to help. So when you are in the position yourself to help others, do it, because it's worth it. You feel lovely when you support and show your love to other artists as well. So I'm so thankful, to find all these people in my life. They changed the way I look at people and things in this world. So I hope you can feel the same now that you are entering this beautiful community. So you're welcome. Hi, Luca is good. He's with Daddy now. He's with Daddy. So he just had his bottle and I changed his nappy. So Daddy is just like enjoying the good part of having a child, which is holding and cuddling. Oh, Viva, I love you. Yes, I had a good day yesterday. Here in England, we celebrate Mother's Day in March. I don't remember the date. It was Mother's Day this year, but I remember I didn't have Luca yet. So I had one Mother's Day with one child and another Mother's Day yesterday with two kids. Isn't it amazing? That's great. Honestly. Guys, if I don't see all the questions you are asking or all your comments, I promise to go through before I leave, okay? So I had some people sending me private messages after my live session with Anya, asking me about the sponge, and because of course I couldn't answer the questions when we were painting, and then I couldn't save it as well. I didn't know, because it was my first time. I didn't know we couldn't save the questions and the comments. So yeah, I use the sponge to give me support when I'm painting. And I find it very effective, especially when you are painting the edges of your tea light or a stone, so then you can literally hold it more effectively without dropping. Because what I found when I started painting is when I was painting the edges of a stone, I dropped it many times, and then I made a great mess on what it was done already. So this is why I now use a sponge to hold the back of my surface, either the tea light or a stone, and it gives me more support and also helps me with the angle, isn't it? When you're painting, it helps you with the angle, and also the curved tools helps quite a lot with the angle. To do your dots, to walk the dots, and to the swooshes. You will see it now, because I'm about to start my swooshes. So I hope you enjoy. Not as great as Viva's, but yeah, I love them. Love it. Okay, which one I'm gonna use? This one. You guys have to check Viba's page. She does swooshes like Lego. It's amazing. There's one on that connects with the other. It's so cool. You go and check Son and Daughter and see how she does her beautiful swooshes. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I need to try them. I never did like she does. But it sounds very fun. It looks very fun to do, and it looks amazing. I really enjoyed it. Don't blush, Viba. Don't blush. It's true. I'm so happy you're here with me. It gives me more confidence. Thank you for supporting me. I still feel very scared to do live sessions, because I'm always afraid of making a huge mistake. So thank you for being here and supporting me with this live session that I'm doing now. Like a surprise one, isn't it? It's just like when you were a mom, and especially when you are a mom with a small baby, you can only do things at a certain time of the day. So now that my husband is here and he can watch Luca for me, then I decided to paint live with you guys. Sometimes Luca sleeps like 2-3 hours, nice and quiet, doesn't give me any trouble. But sometimes he, as soon as I start speaking, like when I tried to do my introduction video, he just complains. So then I can't do anything. I need to I need to stay with him. These two that I'm using now, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, it's a nail art tool. I had questions already about this one as well. I bought it in a set of nail tools, so I don't know if you can find it separately, but yeah, there you go. It's just a very thin one to do the swooshes. Is very nice. Depending on the type of swooshes I'm doing, I use this one, or I like to use the two smaller ones on my curved tools. The pink one, this one, is great to do the swooshes, and also the yellow one, this one here. This one is the best actually to do the swooshes. I don't know why I'm not using this one. It's really great. I'm gonna use it now. It's actually better than this one here, because this is a straight tool, and sometimes when you're recording, your hand end up in front of what you're painting, and then you can't show people what you're doing. So for the artists that likes to record their paintings, the curved dotting tools are the best option, actually. I really like it. I really like it. Oh, I've got a paint there, don't I? Okay. You see, with the curved tools, you've got such a lovely angle to do your swooshes. It's very nice. I've got Jenny from Dot That Rock, and she loves it as well. She sent me a message this weekend saying how good is the tools for the swooshes. And yeah, I have to admit, they're really nice. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I hope I will like the ending result of this. Usually when I'm dotting, when I'm doing, I don't really enjoy it. And when I finish, then I fall in love with it. It's almost every time like this. When I start to put the little details and the micro dots that I really like it, then I enjoy it. Oh, oh, thank you. You know English well enough for this comment. Thank you. Thank you for your support and love. Thank you, Viba. The color combination was a suggestion from one of my followers. Actually, purple was the most asked color when I did the stories, and I asked people to choose what color do they want on their tea light if it was to be theirs. And purple and other combinations with purple, but purple was the most asked color, so I decided to go for purple and turquoise, which is a color combination I never used together before. And let's see how it goes. And then I'm also using lilac, baby lilac. That's the translation of the name for this paint I'm using. And I will be using metallic from Deco Art. That's the only Deco Art paint I'm using today. It's the what's the name? White Pearl from Deco Art, to give some shining dots on my tea light. I love metallic paint. I really do. I have quite a few colors here in my drawer of metallic paint. Okay. I like the shining effect that it gives to the pieces, especially to do overdots. And the micro dots here around of these two layers here I will be doing with the metallic paint as well, because I like the way it looks when it's done. Let's see. Too much, yes. This one doesn't look very nice. All by eye, Weber. I usually don't use traces to do the tea light holders. Usually, yeah. Oh, made a little mess here. When I'm painting a big mandala on, usually on my wood circles, on my vinyl records, then I prefer to do the lines because I think it looks more symmetric. And when it comes to a round, completely round surface that you're painting, then if you make a mistake on spacing, you can see it clearly when it's a round shape like a circle or a vinyl record, or even a very round stone, those, you know, the caster stones that you guys use to paint. Then yes, then you need to use lines. But like, for example, this stone is a natural stone, and the only thing I do is I like to mark the middle. I mark the center. I make a little dot on the center, and then I start, but without any lines, because I think it looks, you know, you don't need it because the stone is all wonky. It's not completely round. So what's the point of making marks, isn't it? So I don't. And then the heart shape, usually I don't make any marks as well, because it just doesn't make any difference. Because it's wonky, it's different. The size that you have here on the wings of the heart is different that you have here. So it will, you know, it doesn't look the same anyway. Doesn't matter what you do. Okay. Got too much paint. What time is it in South Africa now, Vibe? I never know the difference between here and there. 4 p.m., so just 1 hour. Oh, not too bad. That's not too bad. Right, you guys, I'm gonna have to stop the live now because I have to go and pick up my daughter at school. I hope you have enjoyed it. Let me turn on the camera here. No, that's my garden and my lighting. Where do I turn the camera? There you go. Hello. So thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you, Viba, for your support. I'll be finishing this tea light holder later on when I have my daughter at home already and Luca is settled, and then I will record it and we'll put it on my IGTV for you to see the ending of this tea light holder. That will be for one of you, who knows who. Thank you for watching, thank you for staying with me, and I hope you have a lovely end of day. All right, bye.